And if it works for you, that's fine. You know,
Yeah.
me, I looked through it for myself.
Yes, sir.
I said, no, that's not really true. I can think for myself. You know.
Okay, last question on this worldview, because
Sure.
everybody got to see the world some kind of way.
Yeah.
So what do you think the fix is to a broken world? What do you think is going to fix the things?
You know, I'm being cynical now. I thought when I was younger, I thought, you know, that people could get together and see. But the thing that I really believe is going to happen, what's going to bring it is going to be a common enemy.
Okay.
So I believe there's a huge possibility of other entities in the universe.
Oh.
And I
like
really,
aliens or something like that? Or?
yeah, well, you call them aliens or whatever.
Whatever you call it, okay.
But I think what's going to happen, since the people on Earth are suspicious, and they always think that anything other than themselves is the enemy. So whenever it is presents itself, they're going to look at it as a threat.
Yeah.
And they're going to come together
Okay.
to form a common bond
Okay.
against what they perceive to be a common enemy.
That's what you think can bring
And that's going to bring them together.
people together?
Yeah.
How did you come up with your belief system?
I think I look at things, I think about it, and I'm very logical, I feel, in my
Yeah, very
thinking.
logical.
And
Yeah.
I just use logic and say, is that logical? You know,
Yeah.
is it logical that a child born to a family that doesn't believe in Christianity should die and go to hell?
Yeah.
No, that's not logical, really, because it's
Okay.
not that child's fault. I just can't believe that. You
Yeah,
know?
I see
So,
what you're saying.
and so I look at everything from a logical point of view
Yeah.
and say, well, that's just not logical, you know.
Yeah. All right, so have you ever studied about what Jesus said about himself or studied the Bible in?
Not really.
Not really?
Just as a kid coming up in Sunday school, as I
Yeah.
said, I grew up in the AME church. My daddy was very religious.
Yes, sir.
He believed, he read the Bible every night.
Yes, sir.
And he was a great man.
Yeah.
And I try to live as my father.
Yeah.
I treat people fine.
Yes,
If I
sir.
can help people or do anything to help my fellow man, I do.
You do it, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't mistreat people.
No. No.
And so I just try to live as I would want
Want
people
people to be treated.
I want them to treat me as I, would like to be treated.
Do you know where that statement right there came from?
Sure, it came from the Bible. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I tell you, I grew up
You
in
are.
the AME church.
Well, let me give you what the Bible says about those 4 questions, and just see if this can help add to your worldview. And like I say, I respect what you believe.
Yeah.
And so here's what Jesus said about himself. Jesus says, "I'm the way, I'm the truth, and I'm the life."
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Nobody gets through my Father, or nobody gets to heaven unless they come through me." You know what he's really saying? He's basically saying that any other way to get to heaven is a lie, and he's the only way to get to heaven. Did you know he said that?
Well, I understand it. Yeah, I understand.
So one of 3 things are true. Either he's lying about himself by saying he's the way to get to heaven, or he's a lunatic. Maybe he's just crazy, or he's who he said he is. That's only 3 possible scenarios. Historically speaking, Jesus was basically, they crucified him because he was going around saying he was actually God in the human flesh.
Right.
They ultimately killed him for him going around claiming to be God and saying that he was the only way. People did not like Jesus.
Well, because again, he was a threat to their power.
That's right.
You see, this is what I was saying about the high
Exactly right.
priest and the high priest to the pharaohs.
Right.
And so he had the pharaohs had the high priest, and the high priest is trying to control the masses.
That's right.
And you got this lunatic,
Yeah.
as you said, going around telling people
everybody he's God.
that he's God.
Yeah.
The pharaoh said, "Hey, this guy can't go around saying he's got more power than me.
Right.
He's gonna take my control and take power from me. So we got
Yeah.
to get rid of this guy."
So
But
what do you believe? Do you believe which one would you take? Is he lying, crazy, or do you think he's who
No.
he said he was?
Well, I think he was born in the right family of Judaism.
Yeah.
In Judaism,
Yeah.
he was born from the right family,
Okay.
and so these things were written about.
Yeah.
Okay, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I believe the people believe that,
But you don't think it was true?
Well, they believed it. Yeah, I think it.
Well, let me tell you what he said. Let me give you just the gospel message, okay? If what he said is true, he has a standard for us to live by. I'm gonna give you the good person test. How many lies have you told in your life?
God, that's so many.
I can't keep on mine.
I couldn't keep track.
Have you ever stolen something, even if it's small?
Yes.
Have you ever looked at someone with lust?
Yes.
Have you ever used God's name as a cuss word?
Yes.
So if the Bible is true, the Bible says that all man deserves punishment for their sin. He can't just let man go unpunished if he's a good judge. But this is what he did instead. He sent his son Jesus. Jesus came into a world. He took our blame. He took the punishment that we deserve. So all of the sin of the world went on Jesus. And God took the hell that we deserve, and he crushed Jesus with it, which leaves us, the sin of all mankind has been completely paid for. So that means man can go straight to God through a relationship with Jesus, not a religion. And if you choose to turn from what you think is right is going to save you, the Bible says God will erase your debt on the day of judgment, but you must be willing to lay down your rights and what you believe and put your faith in Jesus. This is why. This is the whole message of the Bible. So the message of the Bible answers those 4 questions. One, it says where man came from. God created us. What's man's purpose? Is to give God glory. Why do you think the world is broken? Because man are sinful.
Right.
And then the fix is Jesus fixes the human heart, because man can't fix themselves. Because all throughout ages, man has tried to fix themselves and try to make themselves right, but nobody can fix it. Jesus is the only one that fixes the human heart. So think about this. Think about this, Mr. Leonard. Men throughout all ages have been trying to correct their human behavior, but Jesus says nobody can. So me and you get up in a plane 10,000 feet in the air, Leonard, and I say you have to flap your arms to save yourself. You jump and you flap your arms as hard as you can to save yourself. It's not going to happen.
No.
Well, that's religion. That's why man keeps falling and hitting their face, right? Well, Jesus is the parachute. You don't have to try to flap your arms. The only thing you must do is just rely on the parachute, which is Jesus, and God changes the human heart. And that's what happened to me, Leonard. When I was I was breaking into people's houses. I was doing everything under the sun, cussing, messing with women, until God changed my human heart. And I'm not perfect, but I'm willing to be perfected.
Yeah.
This is the encounter that I had with Jesus. And I'm hoping that you'll at least consider studying the New Testament, the book of John. Just think about it. Just read it and think through it and see if it logically makes sense as far as just how Jesus was a human being. He came. And even the resurrection proves that Jesus was who he said he was. Nobody can disprove the resurrection. There's a bunch of theories, but nobody can find Jesus' body. All right, tell me what you think, Vlad. Speaking.
Yes.
What's
Yes.
your
Well, I just feel like I enjoy talking with you, and
Yes, sir.
I like what you're doing, and I think it's good. There are people, the guidance that you provide, and the opportunity that you present to people.
Yes, sir.
I think that's wonderful.
Yes, sir.
I think you're considerate. You understand my position.
I understand your position. Yep.
And I look forward to us having a good relationship together.
I look forward to it. I love your spirit.
Okay.
I didn't realize you were. How old are you?
I'll be 81 in 19th November.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
You've been so blessed.
Yeah, I have been.
You've been so blessed.
Yeah.
You got any other comments about maybe what we talked about or anything else that?
Well, no. Like I said, I like what you're doing, and you told me a little bit about your background, and I'm
Yes, sir.
proud of you.
Yes, sir.
I think that's wonderful.
Yes, sir.
And I love for people who turn their lives around, and,
Yes, sir.
and the way you did, and not only did you turn your life around, you're helping other people
Yes,
turn
sir.
their lives around.
Absolutely.
So
trying to.
right. So I admire you for that. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.